Hey guys, it's Erica, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you all the plants on my plant shelf, plus maybe a little bit extra that I have in this room around the windows and whatnot. But yeah, here we go. We're gonna start off this video, I guess, over here. This is my Alocasia Low-Rider. This big leaf is yellowing and it's getting ready to depart with us, but for now I'm just gonna leave it on the plant because I don't really mind when my plant leaves are yellow or they're not looking too good, and I'm just gonna wait for the point until it becomes very easy for me to just rip off. That's usually what I do. But yeah, this guy is so cute. He reminds me a lot of, like, I don't know, a little lettuce wrap. And then back there is my Syngonium that I got on clearance for $3 for this big guy. So he's a little new. He's living here for now. I want to hang him from my ceiling in front of a window I have, but I need to get going on that. Back here, this is my, oh, it's getting big. This is my Scindapsus pictus Exotica. I used to not like how Exoticas looked, and I only liked how the Argyrius ones looked. And then I saw this guy at a Green Thumb nursery, and I had to pick it up because I just saw its leaves, and I was like, how did I not like this before? So now I have him. He is growing. He's looking fantastic. Over here, I actually am not 100% sure what this plant is. I got this one at Mickey's, and I think they told me it was some kind of begonia, but I don't know. So I just water it whenever it dries up. You know how it is. I bottom water him because he's in this little pot that makes it easy for me to bottom water him. And I really like him in this blue pot because it kind of brings out like the blue undertones of his leaves. He's just a really cute guy, and I'm really happy that I picked him up. I saw him and I was like, I have to get him. He's so cute. He's so cute. And over here, we're moving on over to my Nanouk, my Tradescantia Nanouk, and this little piece isn't looking so hot right now. It was about to bloom, and then I watered it, and then this happened, so I don't think it liked me watering it, but this is the part coming off. The rest of it's fine though, so I'm not worried about it. It's gonna bounce back and look as beautiful as ever. This is my horsehead philodendron. Yeah, I'm gonna bring him out. Okay, here we go. This is my horsehead philodendron. Scientific name, Philodendron bipennifolium. And he put out these leaves. He needs to be watered. I'm gonna actually leave him out here so I can remember to water him. But yeah, I had a pedatum, and I thought for the longest time that it was a bipennifolium. And so when I saw this guy, I was like, wow, I need to pick this up so I can actually have a bipennifolium. And I really love him. He has this new leaf, and this one's a little crazy, but he's coming out with another new leaf, so it's really happy here under these grow lights. This is my beloved Monstera. It's high Constellation that my sister got for me, and this is one of my favorite plants. I mean, look at it. And it's been kind of a saga, like a whole thing, like a series going on with this plant because it has been struggling. When I got it, it had a little bit of root rot, and I fixed it, and then I gave it root rot again. And when I was drying him out, like I just left him there to dry out a little bit. I sprayed some hydrogen peroxide on his roots, and I left him out, and I left the house, and then my mom potted him up, and I was freaking out because I wasn't ready to put him in soil yet, but she put him in soil, and this is a soil mix that I made, so it's not like she put it in Miracle Grow or anything, but it's not as it doesn't drain as quickly as I would like it to. but I'm really nervous to repot him because I don't want to disturb his roots anymore. This leaf is, it's been taking a really long time to unfurl. It turned crinkly like this, so yeah, I'm not constantly like worried about this plant. I don't know how to explain it. Like he doesn't bring me a sense of dread. It's more like this plant is like, I'm thinking about him. I don't know. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. But we're gonna put him back here so gently. And you guys can let me know what you think I should do, if I should repot it, because I kind of really want to look at its roots to see how they've grown in. I'm just all around like a little bit nervous about this plant because I love him so much and he was a gift and everything, and yeah, he's just really special to me and I don't want anything bad to happen to him. So there he is, my beautiful Thai constellation. So this is the next plant, and it is an African violet. I got this on clearance, so it was only $1, and African violets are one of the best plants to get on clearance because they usually are only on clearance because their flowers are gone. You can see its little flowers popping out there. I can't wait till it comes out. Ooh, there's 2. I can't wait. Oh, there's 3. But I can't wait until all his flowers come out and bloom because there's actually a lot in here. Over here, this is an Alocasia that my friend gave me from his yard. This is the leaf that it came with, so that died off. And as soon as I repotted it, this brand new leaf came in and it was looking fantastic. But it soon died off, and I think this guy's just going a little bit dormant. He might be pulling out a new leaf right here though, I'm not sure, but it feels like a new leaf might come out of there. So yeah, I'm not worried about him. He's just doing his little thing. Yeah, he's good. But I really like this soil mix I did for him, and I just need to recreate this. And the next plant I have here, this is an African violet, and look at these flowers. I'm sure if you've seen an African violet like this in store, you know how like intense and vibrant these flowers are, but that is not being properly conveyed through this camera, unfortunately. But this is a really like vibrant bluish purple, maybe an indigo. That might be the color. And it has more flowers about to bloom, and I just overall love this plant. He's looking so good. Let's just talk about this guy. So this is my Alocasia Frydek, and this is an absolutely gorgeous looking plant. I mean, look at this leaf. Are you joking me? This is literally pure velvet. Don't mind this timer that is there, but this plant is literally pure velvet. It's just amazing. It has this beautiful like embossing on the leaves, and I don't know, this plant is just crazy. It's just so beautiful. Mine though is a little bit funky. As you can see, this leaf is yellowing, and usually my plant tends to yellow like this when it's coming out with a new leaf, and I just let them yellow and do their thing, kind of like how that one, that's also an Alocasia, or it might be a Colocasia, but the same as that one. It was affected by spider mites, and that's why it only has 4 leaves on it, and they're all really hard to get into one like shot. But it had spider mites and it suffered from that, but it's bouncing back because this is its new leaf that it got after spider mites, and I think it also got this leaf as well. So I've been keeping an eye on it because we are not letting this baby get attacked again. So yeah, there he is. He just lives here. I try to form him by putting him in the light in a certain way. It's not really working, as you can see. Okay, moving on. This is my Scindapsus Treubii Moonlight, and he's looking real good. Well, he's not looking real good. I think he might need some water, so I'm gonna also leave this one out. Take a mental note to water this guy. But he has these really amazing kind of like silvery leaves. And I wanted this plant for a while and I finally bought it and I love it. This guy had a mohawk, not a mohawk, he had a crazy mullet that I cut off, and that mullet is propagating and it's doing really great. But you can see he has a little plant there, or a little leaf coming out. That's where I cut off his mullet. But yeah, he's doing good. I repotted him recently into a more chunky soil mix because I never repotted him after I got him, and then I decided to. He had a lot of dead roots, but it's fine. He's doing great. Let me move him over. This is my Raphidophora tetrasperma, and I have some other ones outside, but this one stays in here with my grow lights. And honestly, okay, I kept him in here with the grow lights because he wasn't doing too hot when I got him at the store, and now you can see he's growing a lot of like new beautiful leaves. But Raphidophora tetraspermas really prefer like actual sunlight over grow lights in my experience. The ones outside are growing at a much faster rate than this one. So if you want a fast growing baby and you have the means to give it some good natural sunlight, I would recommend that. Moving on over here, this is my Pilea peperomioides, and this is my second one because the first one I got I killed. I'm pretty sure it was due to root rot that was just not, like, I couldn't bounce back from it. The plant couldn't bounce back from it. I tried giving it all my love. It didn't work. But yeah, this is him. My plants are all a little bit dusty. So I'm gonna have to clean them up. I'm just keeping like a very light hand for watering on this one because I really want him to live. I really love Pileas. They are such like cool plants. This is a cool plant. It's just so funky. Like there's no other plant like it in my collection. Next over here, this is my Monstera siltepecana, and this one actually needs to be watered as well. So I really love this plant. He looks, I don't know, when I look at it, I just think dinosaur skin or reptile skin. I love the veining on this plant. It's just so beautiful. This one has some little baby leaves. I have another one growing. I propagated it and I put it in a plastic bag growing next to an east facing window, and that one is, when I first put it in the plastic bag, it was smaller than this one, and now it's bigger than this one, and it is surpassing it in size. So they really like humidity, these plants. They do fantastic with a lot of humidity. Common theme, yellow leaf. I'm not gonna take it off. We'll let it run its course. Coming over to the second level here, this is my Variegated Maranta leuconeura rabbit track Maranta, and I don't think that the variegation does well under grow lights. It kind of makes it turn a little bit yellow, but I'm just leaving it under here. This part is not variegated, and then this part is variegated, so he's kind of half and half, variegated, non-variegated. It might have reverted. He's kind of crispy because he's a Maranta, and yeah, that's the explanation that I have. This is my watermelon peperomia that I propagated. So this is the leaf that I propagated from my dying watermelon peperomia, and it is doing so well. I find that when you propagate your watermelon peperomias, they come back, like the propagations are a lot easier to kind of keep alive. Probably because it's used to living with you, but yeah, I really love him. I love all my watermelon peperomia propagations because I have a whole entire bunch of them. I have way too many. This right here is my Begonia maculata widei, and I love this begonia. This is like one of the begonias that I started my obsession with begonias. I got this begonia because I became obsessed with begonias. There we go. He used to have more leaves. Like he had two bigger leaves, but I had to cut them off because they had powdery mildew. I think that's what it's called. They had the white powder, so I had to cut those leaves off, and I really did not want it to spread. Luckily, Betsy Begonia came out with a video on that because I had another begonia that I lost to powdery mildew, and then just to avoid my other begonias from getting attacked, I just like kept aerating the area, and oh my gosh. Do you think that's a sign of powdery mildew right there? Oh, I think it might be. Let me know if you think that's a sign of powdery mildew, because I'm just gonna cut that leaf off. We don't need that negativity on our begonias. Okay, now I'm nervous again. Back there is another watermelon peperomia. I specifically bought that one because it had a single variegated leaf on it, and I propagated that leaf, and I'm just waiting for leaves to pop up on it to see if they come out variegated. So that's kind of a little experiment going on. And then here is my small jewel orchid, and he's growing pretty great. Jewel orchids really love grow lights, so he's doing fantastic. He's getting really big. I like this one because it has a lot of the pink, light pink parts are very like cracked, like cracky. Like this is my other one. It's very like pinstripe, just straight, and then this one is like lightning. So that's very happy with him. And yes, this is my big mama jewel orchid. She's currently blooming, so she's looking fantastic. She's very dusty, but yeah, I'm gonna have to clean those leaves too. She's like attracted to dust. Her leaves are attracted to dust. Back there, that is my hyacinth, and it's popping up. It started popping up outside, so I brought it inside so it can bloom. And if you put it to your nose, you can already smell it, and pretty soon my whole entire room is gonna smell like hyacinths. Hyacinths are super fragrant, so I can't wait. I might have to take it outside though because they do have an overpowering smell. It's a good smell though. It's just a lot at times. This right here is my green jewel orchid. This one definitely looks like lightning. He is super like under a flash. It just looks literally like lightning. This is amazing. This is my green one. I love it. I absolutely love it. He needs water right now, so I'm gonna water him. But yeah, he's doing great. He's growing a lot, so I'm happy with him. Back there, that is my Raven ZZ. He just finished putting out a whole bunch of new leaves, and they all turned that dark, beautiful color. He definitely needs to be repotted, so I'm gonna have to do that soon. And then this is just my regular ZZ. And then back there is my Samurai Dwarf, Sansevieria. So moving up a level, this is my string of hearts plant, Serrapegia, Woody Eye, and he's growing. He's doing his little thing in here. String of hearts grow really well in my care due to me leaving them alone a lot and watering infrequently. There is my Lilac Tradescantia. He's hanging off the edge here. The grow lights do kind of make the leaves turn a white color instead of that really bright lilac color. I'm not mad at it. It looks really nice being white, and if I want it to turn purple again, I just have to put it out in sunlight. This right here is my Marble Queen Pothos. The grow lights also made this variegation turn yellow, so yeah, that's a common theme. Over here, these ones stayed white, and I actually do like them white. Like, I specifically bought this one because it had white variegation, but I think this is also really pretty. So I'm happy because it's half and half and it's not completely turned yellow just yet. And this yellow variation honestly makes it look like a Gisenia Pothos. So I'm I'm liking it. And then this is my satin pothos, my Scindapsus pictus argyrius, and I'm a big fan of this baby. I gave it a special pot a long time ago. This was my favorite pot, and I put my favorite plant in my favorite pot, and I just would stare at it all the time because I was amazed. I remember when I bought it, I saw this girl walking out with one, and I was like, what is that plant? I need to find that plant. And I found it, and I bought it. And it's grown a lot since. I've propagated many leaves for this guy, so that's why it's not as long as you would think it should be. And then here, this is an orchid. This is a Paphiopedilum Orchid, and it came with a flower spike, but that flower has died. And I had like the most fun ever making this mix that it lives in. Like, look at that mix. That mix looks amazing. I had a complete blast. Like, I cannot tell you how much fun it was to make the mix for this guy. I want more of them just to keep making mixes for them. And Paphiopedilums, from what I have learned, do need a more water retentive mix, so that's why I have like a sphagnum moss in there. There's so many components in there that I just threw together, and it was like the best day ever. It has amazing leaves. Look at these leaves. This is why I bought it. I bought it on clearance for $8, and I didn't even notice how cool the flower looked until like I kind of backed up a little bit, but I just wanted it for these leaves, so I don't mind that there's no flower spike on it anymore. It actually kind of fits better under here now. So yeah, here it is, a Hyacinth. Oh my gosh, I'm just not even gonna try to pronounce that anymore because that is so embarrassing. Okay, there we go. And then moving along here, this is just a neon Philodendron Orchid, and he's doing good. I neglected him a lot in like a while ago, so that's why I brought him here. He used to be outside in my backyard, and that's since I couldn't see him like often, I would forget to water him, but he bounced back really well and he's doing amazing now, so yay, we love you. Here is my Philodendron micans. He has gotten to be so long. He's a trailer now. I have other micans, and I really want to stake one up because I love these big leaves, and I like how they look trailing, so I want to leave some trailing too. Do you see my dilemma? And then here is one of my Cebu blues. This was a cutting from my plant, and it's getting really big. I kind of pinned it to make it a more full cutting, and it definitely worked because this thing looks fantastic if you ask me, and I'm really happy with it. And I love it because my original Cebu blue is way too big to fit in my room, and I really just want to look at a Cebu blue all the time, so having this in here just makes my life a little bit brighter. And then this is my lemon lime maranta. I wanted a lemon lime maranta for a while before I got this one because they were usually being sold in kind of big pots, and I do not have space for big pots. So getting this little 4-inch one was amazing, and it's looking beautiful. He's just living his little life. We love it. This is my monkey cup, my monkey cup plant, my Nepenthes. And he's got his little monkey cups. I have it on the edge here because it's closest to the humidifier, and it can have its little cups hanging over. This is a new one it grew in my care, and this is a new one it grew in my care. This one is not crunchy yet, but this one already, the top part got crunchy, and I'm just trying to figure this plant out right now. I want it to be super happy, but it definitely does like a lot of moisture and humidity. That's for sure. Here is my Jumbo Jet begonia. This is the begonia that started my love for begonias, and he has these really cool little silver speckles on him and these really amazing dark green leaves, and you know, the little burgundy underleaf. So he's just a classic beautiful angel wing begonia. Coming up here, this is my sick slash not ugly, but you know, well, struggling plant shelf. And I have all of them on this top shelf because you can't see it when I'm filming. But I love these plants. This is my Calathea ornata. As you can see, he is down to only 3 leaves. And this leaf popped out under my care. And it has not gone crinkly yet, so I think it's finally, like, I've gotten it. It's gonna be okay. He got spider mites before, so that was also not good for him. But he's doing great now. And I'm hoping that more leaves will pop up soon. So it can kind of be a fuller plant eventually, you know. Over here, this is a Adansonia that I split up like that, and it lost all of its leaves. So I'm trying out this thing where you cut off, the tip of the plant and then the leaves grow back. And for this one, it's worked really well. You can see that it's, yeah, growing its new little leaves, and I'm not worried about it. It's gonna be okay. This one, on the other hand, I don't know if it's gonna bounce back. I think it's a little bit diseased, to be honest. This here is another Alocasia slash Colocasia that my friend gave me, and I thought it wasn't doing well, so I took it out and I looked at its base, but the roots are doing fine. So it's actually growing new roots, so it's just getting ready to pop out some new leaves and just revive itself. So that's why I'm not worried about either of these Alocasia slash Colocasias. They're doing great. This is another propagation of my watermelon peperomias that I did, and I'm gonna give this to a friend, so that's why he's here. Back here is my multiflora, my Hoya multiflora, and it's also known as a shooting star Hoya. I love this plant. I kept it outside in my backyard, and oftentimes, I don't know, I forgot to water him too many times, and I think his roots dried up, so I'm trying to save him. It's not looking good. Like, the situation is dire. So I'm really sad about that. I really love this Hoya. It looked like a lemon tree. That was a big smack on my head for that. Here is my propagation of an Adansonii, and I have it in Leca because I'm trying to be successful with Leca at least once. So we're just propagating it in there. Don't know what's gonna happen. This is a propagation of a philodendron. It's actually doing fine. It's not sick or anything. I just have it up here because it's not really sightly. And then this begonia got powdery mildew, so I had to cut it off, all its leaves, and the 2 leaves that are left there actually have powdery mildew on them. So I need to cut them off too, and I'm really hoping that it pops up new leaves again because I love that begonia. It was so pretty. Here's just the ZZ plant. Yep. This is an orchid that my mom had, and when it didn't have any flowers anymore, she just gave it to me. So that's kind of when I started learning about orchids. It was a long time ago, and I was not taking care of it like you should take care of an orchid, but miraculously it survived because my technique was leaving it in its little cash po and filling it with water every like 3 weeks. So yeah, it survived, and right now I'm just trying to make it become healthy. So that's why it's in here in the sick ward. This is the propagation of a watermelon pep. It's not sick either, it's just here. There's another Samurai Dwarf, and then Adansonia propagations. But oh my goodness, this is from a narrow form Adansonii, and oh my gosh, narrow form Adansoniis are my favorite form of Adansonii now. It is amazing. That plant is gorgeous. I had never seen one before, so when I saw it, I had to buy it, and I'm propagating it now for my friend. But yeah, I love that plant. And that is my Hoya macrophylla that I got, and I think the soil it was in was not good, but I didn't repot it, and the soil didn't dry for like 2 weeks, and when I looked at it, it was not good. So I put it in this new soil, but it's probably not gonna make it. So I'm really sad about that. Moving on over here, this is a peace lily, and I need to repot it because its roots are probably too root bound and I need to water it too often, so that needs to happen. This is my Adansonii, Monstera Adansonii, and then I have over here a snake plant, and this is a regular Maranta, and I saved it from the clearance section. This is also a clearance orchid, and it looks great, so I'm really happy with it. This is my whalefin sansevieria, one of them, and he's looking real good too. I kind of want to take him back outside because he really liked living out there, so I'm gonna take him outside soon. This is my Philodendron Rio, and it's kind of like a Brazil, but it's more muted and more like watercolory. I actually think I prefer this one to the Brazil because of like, I don't know, it's just so pretty. And I have it cascading down here to a regular philodendron that needs water. Yeah, this is my little grow light corner. Over there, let me bring it out. This is my variegated lipstick plant. He's really easy to care for. I just water him when he looks a little droopy. He has this holes on it. I don't really know what happened there, but the rest of him's doing okay, so that's all right. And then this is a neon pothos. It needs water and it'll, oh my gosh, there's a spider. There are so many spiders. Okay, we're gonna keep going on with the tour and let that spider live because they catch fungus gnats. Okay. This is my neon pothos, and that's how we're gonna talk about it, and we're gonna move on. This is a Maranta. He's getting crispy, so I moved him directly next to this humidifier, and hopefully he'll do better. So for those of you who have been watching my channel for a while, might recognize this as my old plant shelf, and I try to keep it at least a little bit aesthetic looking. But this is home to like succulent plants. So I have a Hoya here. I'll put the name in the description. But I actually won this that from a giveaway that my friend on Instagram did. Her name is Sheena. So yeah, Sheena, I still have this plant and I love it. It's growing. I'm trying to be a good mom to it. I'm not really that good with Hoyas though, I have realized. But yeah, I love this plant. This is one of my favorite plants, and yeah, just look at it. It has fuzzy little leaves and they have this kind of like fading to them. This is my Peperomia Hope, and it's kind of it wasn't doing well, and then it popped out with this little baby, so now it's doing well, and I'm confident in this plant. It's gonna survive. It's doing great. And I love it. It was a very little one, and for a while it was struggling because it was in one of those little pots that I let dry out for too long, and then the roots die and then my plant doesn't do well. So this one's recovering from that situation. I have a little Haworthia Cooperi here, and this is the plant that kind of sparked my love for Haworthias. So yeah, I just really love how they have that clear top. It's just so cute. He's growing right now. So this is another Haworthia that I can't recall the name of from the top of my head, but I'll put that there. And yeah, he's living here. He hasn't complained, so he's probably doing okay. That is my only lithops plant that I completely adore, and can't wait till I get more lithops because look at this. Oh my gosh, lithops just do something to me. They're amazing. I have never watered him since I got him, and I'm not sure when the time would be to water him. He's looking a little crinkly, so I think now may be the time. I don't know. I want to repot him in a better medium though, so well, we'll see what goes on there. And then back there is my Hoya Wyetii. He's doing great. He's growing. He loves it in here. Oh, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned this, but this has my old grow light in it. So this is the violet color that we're avoiding with the other grow lights that I have. So that's how they're surviving over here. And this is the other part of my macrophylla. This was the healthiest looking part, so I put it in a separate pot container. I'm not a Hoya. I'm good at taking care of Hoyas, so I think I just water them too much. I don't know. I get worried about a plant and then I start over watering it. I just need to not be worried about the plants. This is the only plant that I have on the top of my shelf, and it lives under this lamp. I got this lamp at Goodwill, and the light bulb inside is a grow light, so he's doing great here. My mom got me this pot. It's a hanging pot, but I need to drill a little hanging hole on it, so he's living here for now. I think it looks really cute. This is my northeastern facing window, and it has a bunch of just small plants and propagations on it. You can see that there's like bushes out there blocking the light from coming in. My dad recently just cut off that top part of the bushes so I'm able to put some plants up here. And these are my two micans. I was saying that I like when they trail and I like when they are staked up, so I have 3 of them to have it my way. Have one staked and then some trailing. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. And then here I have some Adansonias propagating, and this is another Brazil philodendron living up here, and this is my Dieffenbachia propagation. This one is one that started off in soil, but it kind of rotted, so I just put it in water, and it has roots in water. It hasn't grown yet, so we're just gonna leave it in there. And these are my watermelon peperomia propagations that really need to be put into soil. And these are my new Syngonium propagations that I'm planning on leaving in water forever. And this is the begonia that got powdery mildew, and I had to cut off all of its leaves. So I don't know why I put it in there. I just put it in there. So yeah, that's my little window propagations slash plants. Right here, I found this plant stand. Don't mind the cords. I found this plant stand at Goodwill, so I bought it. This is my green emerald, and at the moment, he is kind of my favorite plant because my bed's right here, and I just wake up and I see this beautiful plant. I just love his leaves and everything, and this is the first time I'm able to grow a plant next to this window, and I'm so happy about it. This right here is my north facing window. It's kind of, you can't really see what's going on here, but this is the begonia that I lost to powdery mildew. Luckily, before that ever happened, I saved a little cutting, so I'm just so happy because this begonia is such a lovely one, and I was really sad to lose it, so I'm glad that I have at least like a little bit there. And this is, oh, this is a cutting that I took of my D70, I don't remember what it's called, but it's rooting, and I did that because I wanted more of the plant because I love it so much. And that was like one long strand, so it was perfect. And I have a spider plant in there and some Adansonias here, of course. I love so much how they look in cups like this, even though you can't really see what's going on. And in here, this is just Exotica Central. And that is a Variegated Maranta because I want a smaller version of that plant. There's also a, I can't think of the word, I'll write it down. There's one of those in there. And I just have a spider plant on this little stand that I made, and I don't really have a spot for it, so I just put it up here for now because it was just wandering around my house. Okay guys, that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry if it got a little long and rambly, but I have collected my plants here, or some of them that I need to water, so I'm gonna do that right now. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. You can leave some comments in the comments section if you want. If you remember that moment when I showed you my begonia, let me know if you think that is powdery mildew. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!